Susan screwed up mac and cheese.
Susan Mayer, who lives across the street, brought macaroni and cheese. Her husband Carl always teased her about her macaroni, saying it was the only thing she knew how to cook, and she rarely made it well.
I can't say Susan's cooking ended the marriage, but it definitely didn't help.
It was too salty the night she and Carl moved into their house. It was too watery the night she found lipstick on Carl's shirt. She burned it the night Carl told her he was leaving her for his secretary.
I am not even sure how's possible to constantly screw up macaroni and cheese. If she's that bad at cooking, pick up something from the store to take to the wake. Problem solved.
I wouldn't eat that if I were you.
Why?
I made it, trust me. Hey, do you have a death wish?
No, I just refuse to believe that anybody can screw up macaroni and cheese.
Oh my God.
Mike, buddy, your instincts were screaming louder than the smoke alarm during Susan's cooking. You should have listened.
How did you... It tastes like it's burned and undercooked.
Yeah, I get that a lot. Here you go.
She knew her cooking was bad, so why bring it to a wake? As if people needed another reason to cry.
I'm Mike Delfino. I just started renting the Sims house next door.
Susan Meyer, I live across the street.
Oh yeah, Ms. Huber told me about you. Said you illustrate children's books.
Yeah, I'm very big with the under 5 set.
It baffles me how Susan, who is a children's book illustrator, basically draws bunnies in pajamas for a living, lives next to a doctor. Unless her real job is cashing alimony checks.
Now that everybody's seen that I brought something, I should probably just throw this out.
Oh sure, because what's a get-together without a mystery casserole that doubles as a stomach cleanse? I just wish she had stuck to chips and drinks, something safe, something familiar, something that doesn't make you question your life choices 3 bites in.
Susan had met the enemy, and she was a slut.
The audacity Susan has to call Eddie a slut, as if she isn't the poster child for desperation. She's practically allergic to being single and even admits later that she can't function without a man in her life. At least Eddie owns who she is.
I have a clog.
Excuse me?
And you're a plumber, right?
Yeah.
The clog's in the pipe.
Here's where Susan's favorite accessory, fake vulnerability, made its grand debut, perfectly timed to manipulate everyone around her. It's her go-to move: act fragile, bat her eyes, and suddenly she's the victim, no matter how messy the situation is.
That's it. Just stuff the hair down there. I stuffed it. It's not enough to clog it. Here, look. Put in this peanut butter. And this cooking oil. Mom, and these olives. I'm telling you, it's not working. Oh, God. That's him. How am I going to stop with this sink?
If I had any doubts up to this point about whether I hated Susan, this chaotic moment sealed the deal. Who in the world sabotaged her own kid's school project just to clog the sink and lure the plumber next door into her house? That's not quirky, it's unhinged.
Well, here's your problem. Looks like somebody stuffed a bunch of popsicle sticks down here.
I've told Julie a million times not to play in the kitchen. Kids, you know.
And to top it off, she actually used her 12 or 13-year-old daughter to cover up her desperation, telling the plumber it was her kid who clogged the sink by playing in it. If my mom said something like that about me to a complete stranger, I'd fly off the handle.
Susan? Susan!
Oh, Mrs. Huber, how you doing?
Not too well, I'm afraid. I'm trying to find something to soothe my stomach.
Not upset?
Yeah. I had the worst macaroni and cheese at the wake. It's been running through me ever since.
Oh.
Poor Mrs. Huber had been suffering for days after eating that mysterious casserole at the wake. Susan's cooking strikes again. Honestly, it's a miracle anyone in that neighborhood still accepts food from her.
I can't believe it. This can't be happening. Mike can't like Edie better than me. He just can't.
You don't know what's going on.
This was the first time I absolutely lost it watching Susan pacing around hysterically, venting to her daughter about how it was impossible that the new guy, Mike, might like Eddie more than her. I don't see what's so hard to believe. Eddie is attractive, capable, and well off. Honestly, I'm surprised Mike didn't choose her. Then again, maybe he's one of those guys who just can't resist a project.
Hello? Anybody home? I need to borrow sugar.
Susan actually marched over to Eddie's house just because she thought Eddie might be sleeping with Mike. And even if she were, so what? He was the new guy in town, completely fair game. Susan had no claim, no relationship, just a crush and a whole lot of entitlement. Chatgap said, "Oh, and let's not forget she didn't just show up. She practically broke and entered Eddie's house. All because of a guy she barely knew. That's not romantic rivalry, that's unhinged behavior."
And despite the precariousness of her situation, Susan took a moment to mourn her loss.
Look at her, she barged into her rival's house uninvited, ate her chocolate, and trashed the place. She's basically the bear in Goldilocks if the bear were desperate, nosy, and had zero self-awareness.
It didn't take Susan long to realize this was just not her night.
Is somebody else there? Oh my God!
You go, girl, Susan. Throwing wine on a fire, brilliant move. Nothing says fire safety like adding alcohol to open flames. Look at her running away after starting a fire like it's no big deal. People love to say she's the most moral of the four, but seriously, starting the fire might have been an accident, but leaving without warning anyone inside was straight up selfish. Morality doesn't look like that.
He got smoke inhalation. He's at the hospital.
Susan, are you all right? You look awful.
I'm fine. I'm fine. I just, feel really bad for Edie.
Maybe at this point she was genuinely feeling bad, but let's be honest, it lasted all of 5 seconds. Guilt isn't real growth when it vanishes the moment the hot guy next door showed up.
Wow, what happened?
Mike!
And suddenly, there he was, like a phoenix rising from the ashes.
I thought you were... where were you?
I just got back from the movies. Edie had a fire, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, but she's fine now.
Yep, I'm sure Eddie, who just ran out of her house naked as it burned to the ground, was totally fine. Nothing like losing everything you own while your neighbor watches in mild regret from the shadows.
Everything's fine now.
And just like that, Susan was happy. Life was suddenly full of possibilities.
By the end of this episode, I was fully convinced I hated Susan, and that loathing only deepened with every appearance she made. Somehow, she kept outdoing herself in the worst way possible.